Okay, guys, welcome back to another Drop Podcast episode. This is the podcast where we play games and hang out. I haven't said that one in a while. Um, so I didn't look too much into this, so I kind of have a general idea of where I'm going right now, but still kind of winging it. Okay, so if you guys follow me on anywhere, which you should, you will know that I have just released a new single. It's called Hot Pepper, and it's pretty good. It is, I think, the second song that I made, or I think it's the song, or either the first song that I started writing, or the first song that I made after Speakeasy. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty hot. You can find it just on YouTube, but if you go ahead and get connected onto, like, if you follow me on like Instagram or anything, then I'll let you guys know, like, whenever it gets put on like Spotify and I think I'm waiting on Spotify. It should be on Amazon Music, and I mean others, but those are kind of I think Spotify is the biggest, really, the one that really matters. Oh yeah, and Apple Music. I guess that's the second biggest. But yeah, so I released that today, and I have big plans coming up for the rest of this month. So I hope you guys look forward for all of that, and also stay connected for all of that too. Yeah. So for the month of October, I've been. Oh, I gotta let you guys know. So I think I'm gonna stop the one embarrassing story, just 'cause I had to think of one every single time, and to be honest, it just, I don't know. I think it was a good idea, but in the end, it didn't go as well as I think I wanted it to go. 'Cause I don't know. I thought it'd be like a funny way to kind of be able to tell a story, but I don't know. Here, how about this? If I have a funny story, I'll just tell you guys. I think that'll be a better approach. A better approach anyways. But I still want to do at least like 3 things I'm grateful for, just 'cause I think it's a good practice anyway, to just be a grateful individual. Like, if you follow like people like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, like, that's kind of like their big thing. Like, always be grateful. And I also feel like it puts you in a good, just kind of, well, that sucks. In a good kind of like mentality. Like, it keeps you well, it's good to be thankful, you know? To be thankful for what you have, and kind of step back, because we definitely get in this kind of like first player type of mentality sometimes, and I think that keeps us from being able to fully fully like listen to each other and just be connected. And I think that's one reason why so many people have such a difficult time, simply because they don't know how to get out of their own head and just listen to other people. It's almost like whenever you enter into a conversation, people are trying to find a way out of it right away. Like, I was talking to my girlfriend the other day about just about like this person that we both know, and I was telling her, like, I'm always trying to like talk to this guy, but like every single time like I talk to him, it's like he has to make some stupid joke about what I'm saying. Like he can't just hear me, you know. And it's, but it's like it's not just the joke. Like a joke is fine. Like a joke can improve like the conversation. Just like the way that he would have the conversation, it was like he would make a joke and then he was done with the conversation. Like he didn't even want to have it. Like he was uncomfortable with it. Either that or he just didn't like me at all, which, I mean, whatever. You know, you can't control people. You know what I mean? I wanted to reach out to him, especially because he was kind of involved in like my friend group, but you know, I don't expect everyone to be my best friend, you know, and I don't require you to like me to like you, you know. Like I'm very fond of people. I think people are one of the things that like makes life like it makes it interesting. You know what I mean? I've talked about this before, but it gives life purpose. And I talk about you know, the reason being is it's the one thing that's like always been with us. And I think like people kind of, I mean, obviously people push for growth, like progression in life. Especially if you're a biologist, you can make a good case that you know, like without people we wouldn't. I mean, everything is like focused towards, I guess, procreation. So obviously you're always competing with men to get, you know, the female and pass on your genetics. But I do think that there's something deeper to us. Like I think that there is a level, and I say that because if you're always competing, you're never happy, you know. And I feel like if everything was so scientific in that way, then the ultimate you being happy would be you. I mean, the ultimate thing biologically should support you just being happy, because, I mean, I think if you're happier, then you would procreate more, and you would also procreate better children, because your DNA is gonna, or not your DNA, but I think, well, you could argue DNA, but I think that depression is more of like a nurture thing. So from my perspective, I think like if you're gonna take a biological approach, like nature would want you to be more of a content human being, because you know, if you're depressed, you're probably more likely to not take care of yourself, not be healthy, not be active, not support the group. But I guess another way that you could look at it, in support of like a scientific biological support of still being kind of like evolutionary focused, is in regards to of being happy and kind of and not in that competitive stage, is if you're always competing, you're not going to be very helpful for the community. You know what I mean? Like if you're not able to work with others and you're always competing with everybody, you're not going to be as useful to the whole team overall. So I guess that's one way that you could kind of approach it. But even then, it's just, I don't know. I question. I don't think like or evolution isn't factual, but I just think that there's a lot more to it that we don't really know. It's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against it. I just feel like it's widely accepted when it should be more questioned. But it's not really like I said, I'm not like it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Because there are some people that 100% would say like that they know something for sure, and I think that's ridiculous. I don't get why. Like, it's like this. If you're wrong, wouldn't you want to know that you're wrong? But it's like people don't even question if they're wrong in the first place. It's like people want they want to be right, and they're okay with being right, and that's it. That's as far as they want. And it's just, I don't know. It's a strange thing, in my opinion. But I guess it kind of falls along the lines of like, if you're wrong, then there's kind of there's kind of like a death to your ego. And this is Jordan Peterson kind of coming out, all my studying that I've been doing. There's kind of like the way I see it is, it's almost like you're cutting off fat, and that fat is like a piece of you, and it's comfortable, and it feeds you, and it supports you, it keeps you safe and protected. And whenever you cut off that fat, you're kind of vulnerable and exposed. But the thing is, if you cut off enough fat, you got a really nice, sexy looking toned body underneath. So that's my thing. Like, but I guess, like, just putting it in that perspective, you can kind of understand where it is kind of like you are losing. I mean, you're not losing, but it can feel like you're losing by I guess, like, but by accepting truth, or not even truth, but, well, more like the truth that you don't have the truth, like that you think you have the answer, but they're, that life is always more complicated than what you think it is. So it's kind of it's more like like, it's not it's just an exposure of you, because you have to cut off, or I'm trying to think the best way, like, that extra fat, like, you being right is like I'm trying to think, how do I, it's more, I guess it's more, not necessarily like fat, now I'm thinking about it. I mean, I still think that's a good analogy to make if you're talking about things along the realms of just like how to kind of fix your, or like to accept the fact, to accept the idea, to sort of just let go of some of that protection. Oh, okay. Here's the best way I think I know how to say this. So you rejecting opposing views and being afraid of being wrong is your fat. Like, that's you protecting yourself from being vulnerable, from being exposed. Because there's some weird thing with us and being correct. I can't really explain it. I can feel it. Like, I don't like to be wrong, because I feel like I'm not taken. Like, I don't. Like, I want people to trust me, and so, I don't know, I guess that's kind of where it comes from. I'm not really sure. I think it's a really, really complicated issue, and we're supposed to issues that, like, I feel like this is what this podcast is for, to just kind of dive into these ideas and be free in that way where we can just kind of explore these complicated concepts that obviously, we're probably not going to know, because, we're not experts or psychologists, or we don't do the studies, but it's just exposure to the ideas, Like, I think I was talking about how I wanted How About You at first, like, the very, very original How About You was just going to be a library of ideas, like a place that you can go to where it's like you open up a book and figure out what it is that that you don't know about it and just want to learn more about, or to hear about something that you had previously thought was true and are now growing to learn that, there's something in there that isn't necessarily 100%, and it's okay. So along those lines. Yeah. And I actually think if you go back, I think that's still in my intro. But yeah, it's a weird thing though. To be wrong and to feel exposed by it. I don't know. Lots of questions in life, and it's like a lot of people, like my girlfriend always asks me like, well, why does it matter? Well, it makes you a more full human to think of these things. Oh, she always questions like philosophy. Like she hates philosophy because I listen to Philosophize This and also just love all these ideas and stuff, and just like think about things in different ways. Because I think philosophy's big thing is just being able to kind of either expose yourself in the realization that you don't know. Oh, and this is what I was kind of talking about earlier. Like whenever you cut off the fat, you're just exposing that there's a lot of stuff that you thought that you knew that in actuality you don't. And that's okay though. That's what kind of philosophy does for you. It makes it okay that you don't know everything. And actually it's better. It's like the biggest question in religion is like if there's no ultimate creator, then like what's the purpose? Well, one, I mean, it's okay first off to not know that there's a creator. Like that's absolutely okay. But even more than that, like back to the original question. Like what is the purpose if there is no like ultimate being? Is, well, you don't know, and that's okay. This is my point. Like it's okay to not know. I think that's one thing that people have struggles with too, just not knowing. Like people always think that they have to have an answer for things, but it's okay to live your life without an answer. You don't always have to. And that doesn't mean you don't think about it. It's definitely good to think about things, but like you don't have to. It doesn't. Not everything has to be. Like absolute. Sorry, I'm reading what this person wants. Like I said, I didn't do any like researching or any. I actually didn't play beforehand, so right now I'm just kind of winging it. But okay, so that happened. One of my favorite things about this game is the like the Minish, like the side quests, the little medallions that you get. They all have like genuine benefit to you. Like that's how like the world will change, and I don't know. It's very beneficial. Is that where I just was? Over in. No, it's still down there. Okay. Still over. Okay. Maybe Who's over here? Yeah, I was saying, like, my favorite thing about this game is just, like, the tiny world. Like, how cool would it be to shrink down? And I think I was talking about this last time, actually. Because I was talking about that movie that I saw, which I still don't know the name of. I think it's called, like, Mini Me or something. I don't know, but it has Jason Bourne in it. Is it this? This might be it. Press B. Okay. Dang. This is not working out. This is puzzling. As they say. You know what's interesting? Why do we like puzzles? You know what I mean? Like, why do we like challenges into like it's maybe it's because I know for me, like, I always feel like I'm being progressive, like I'm working towards something whenever I am challenging something that I thought I used to know, or not thought I used to know, but whenever I challenge like an idea that I had, like, it makes me feel like I'm increasing my knowledge base. It's kind of like whenever whenever you do homework, you feel productive. But like, why? Like, you're just getting a grade for it. You know what I mean? It's not actually really doing anything, I guess, for you. Well, I guess it's kind of like this. It's like, I hated busy work. I always hated busy work. And I didn't like to write essays. Like, I wouldn't choose to write an essay. Do you guys know what I mean whenever I say, like, whenever I would write an essay, I would feel so good afterward, and I would feel like I was like I had genuine information and knowledge on something. Like, it felt really good to have some information that's unique to me that I have that someone else doesn't know about. You know, like, it feels good. And I don't know if that's what it is. I guess, like, if I was to try and dissect it kind of on a evolutionary type of basis, well, to be honest, I couldn't. I'm not really sure, like, what. I mean, I guess knowing more stuff is of course beneficial, but it doesn't really help you. Well, maybe it does. Never mind, I take it back. I was gonna say it doesn't really help you, like, reproduce. If that's the ultimate goal of evolution, or of biology, or whatever, is to just reproduce, then you would think that everything that we do should aim at reproduction, you know. Which I guess knowing more stuff, because I guess if you know more stuff, then you have more knowledge about the world and how to survive, and and you're also more beneficial to the community. Okay, here's my thing. If you are more beneficial to the community, are you more likely to, like, what does that do for you as far as, like, reproduction? I don't know. I feel I do believe that there's more to life. I don't think everything is all about reproduction. because I feel like if it was, like, you know how animals are just, like, whenever a female is in the heat, like, they don't control themselves. Like, I had, my cat used to do this thing, and we called her Pancake Priya. That was the name of my cat, her name was Priya, but she would do this thing whenever she was in the heat, like, her whole body would just, like she would squish down, and it was hilarious. She would squish down, and she would be making, like, this weird noise and, like, moving her legs, like almost like she was dancing. But she would, like, flatten down, and she was completely vulnerable. It was so strange, and it was weird because it was almost like she wasn't mentally aware of. I mean, she was mentally aware of what was going on, but she didn't have, like, the mental capacity to, like, stop herself from doing it. It was the strangest thing. Okay, we got blue, but, like, we're different, you know. Like, something about. No, don't want that. I mean, maybe we're not. I don't know. I just feel. With. I think we are different. I do. I think that, but I can't explain it, and I wouldn't, like I said, like, I'm not. This isn't the end all be all, because I've heard compelling arguments for, like, evolution is the answer, and like, we're just like these crazy monkey apes, you know what I mean? And I think it makes sense, and there's definitely, like, way smarter people that have had this conversation, but I think but I mean, besides just, like, my ego, because I don't want to be simply a being that is in desire of, you know, just reproduction one more time. Like, I would like to think that I'm deeper than that, you know what I mean? That there's another level to me, some level of importance, you know what I mean? But I have no problem saying that that is not the case, and if it's not the case, then, I mean, it's not, and that's cool, but I don't know. I guess the thing is, like, I would like to think that there's more to life, you know, and I also believe that like, a relationship is something that should be held of like, utmost importance, you know. Like, I think a relationship, I feel like if everything is about reproduction, like, a polygamous relationship should be good, but for some reason I believe that a polygamous relationship, for the most part, and this is me just talking, you know, like, I recognize that I'm sure there's some, I mean, I'm sure that there's relationships that are completely happy in that type of relationship, but I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's right because one, my way that I kind of decide what is moral and what is immoral is based on, if everyone acted this way, would the world be a better place? And I think if everyone respected or held their relationships on a very high level, I think that these the world would be a better place, you know. And the reason why I believe that is because there's a level of respect that you're giving to another human being, and a lot of sacrifice that you have to make. And so there's a lot of humility in that, and I'm not sure if that's there. I guess it could be there in a polygamous relationship, but I don't know. I just it's an idea that I have to think about some more. But I do think that it's healthier to be in in a relationship with one person, that person is your number one. You know, like that is the person that you have decided to respect and be with and have chosen at utmost level. And also, it keeps you from, like I always say this, like the number one benefit of being in a relationship at such a young age, because I got into a relationship my sophomore year or summer of freshman year. But the benefit of it was I wasn't searching anymore. Like I was settled down, and it allowed me to pursue improving me as a person. And I think improving me as a or I think, and we should all be striving. Like if you don't have a goal in your life, if you're not working to improve yourself in your life, then I think that is I don't think that's a healthy practice. I think that's a cause, a big cause of a lot of struggles that people have in life. And I know I've heard Jordan Peterson talk on this, and he has some really, really interesting things to say. We could discuss it and kind of dive into it, but I think right now we got here, and I'm surprised. I didn't think I'd be able to get this far in this episode. But anyway, so we can explore that idea next time. But for now, I think I'm gonna call it. Check my time real quick. Yeah, we're about half an hour, so that's pretty good. Okay, so next time we'll continue over here on these swamplands. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of How About You. I think this was a good one. Really good conversation, and I think we can finish this up on the next episode. But with that all being said, I will check you guys later. Make sure that you guys go check out my new single, Hot Pepper. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram, just so that you know, like whenever, because I'll put it on there whenever Hot Pepper is live on Spotify and the other platforms that it will be live on. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you found some value or just something interesting to think about. And with this all being said, I'll check you guys next time. See ya.